Why, hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Voice of the Rings. I'm your hosting guide, Zoladar and Shield. Today, I'm going to give you a full, comprehensive overview of neighborhoods and homesteads. I will try to do this quickly as possible, but I'm going to do this for both newer players and returning players and anyone who needs a refresher, all that kind of stuff. At the very end of this, I will mention some stuff for my kinship, but this is for the LOTRO community as a whole and here on the channel of Voice of the Rings. So what I'm going to go over real fast is basically how to get a kinship house, all that kind of stuff. During the time of me making this video, they are now opening all the homesteads on the new 64-bit servers. So when this video came out, it was the first day they did the Dol Amroth one. They will open at different times. Let me just throw that off here on the side real quick so you know. All right, here, if I just show you on the side here, this is from Cordovan here, the media manager. The housing, these are the times and dates. The EU servers and the US servers, both 64 servers, these are the times that the housings will open on the days, okay? And the rollout schedule is as follows. Monday, here's the dates. Now, again, if you're watching this and you're like, oh, this is like months later, this video will still be relevant to you. I'm just throwing this in here real quick for those who might need it during the week I made this video, all right? So these are the days, rollout, and the times, all right? So just keep that in mind right there. Write them down, whatever you need. Take a screenshot. Awesome. All right, so now we are going to go ahead and go through all the stuff you need to know about houses. All right, so real quick, if you go into character with C, and you go down to houses, this is your houses right now. I have no houses because I have not bought any at this time. All right, so we are going to not worry about this right now. This video is, again, going to cover mainly the opening week. All right, but how do you purchase a house? That kind of jazz, all right? So the first thing you need to do is you need to go to the broker. They are in Bree. I'm going to show you here. I'm at South Bree. We're going to just walk over, and I'm going to show you exactly where the broker is, all right? He is right next to the main hall, pretty much, but again, it's kind of a weird spot, so I thought I'd just show you guys the actual walk, just so you're not confused, all right? It is right here. You see this door right here? The broker's office. So this is the best place. You can go to all the different homesteads from here. And you can do this later too, not just during the week of opening. But this is basically where you're going to see a lot of people in here right now buying houses because the Belfalas one just opened. They are standing on the book. You need to click. There's actually like a little book right here that you can let you look at stuff and homes and how you get to them and enter them through these books. You can actually teleport to the neighborhood. All right, you can also see we have all the other homesteads. I would like to go through all the homesteads in a moment for you guys. All right, you can see they're all here. All right, and then this lady just opened up. She is the broker. Now the broker is also at the homestead, so she will be, or he, whoever it is, will be in the homesteads. They will just be the certain neighborhood. All right, so real quick, a lot of times we call them homesteads, but the things that are called neighborhoods are the dimensions. All right, what do I mean by that? Let me go ahead and say we're gonna purchase a house, okay?
Are you looking for something, friend?
Yes, we are looking for a house, nice woman. So basically we're gonna go through here and you can see this is the Belfalas homesteads. They just opened it and this is only the Belfalas homestead as the option with this notary right now. If you go through here, all of these with different names are what are called different dimensions or neighborhoods. Basically, all right, if I go to the Cape of Belfalas homestead, which is the first one they opened, now this one technically is a premium homestead. I will explain in just a moment the difference between premium homesteads, locations, and regular in-game that you could buy with in-game money homesteads. Belfalas looks like this. These are all different houses you can buy in the Cape of Belfalas, including these islands for kinship houses and things like that. But what you have to remember about this is that there are dimensions. So every neighborhood has a name, okay, of these homesteads. So if you go through and you see, oh, well, you know, let's go to any of these neighborhoods. Let's just pick a random one. Let's say we go to Pelcon, right? And then you can click, and if you could click a house that you might want to purchase, this is where you will buy it. All right, so you can buy a house with either Ritz or Mithril. Now, I did the math. Mithril is about 10 cents per Mithril US dollar, okay? Converting. Now, these are for premium homesteads. I need to real quick cover for you guys what the difference is between free homesteads and premium homesteads, okay? Free to play or just regular homesteads, there's only 4 in the game. There's Ered Lewin, you have Thorin's Hall up here, all right? Near Thorin's Gate. The Thorin's Hall homestead. That's when you can buy with just in-game money. There's 4 kinship houses, and there's a bunch of regular houses. There's some small versions and more deluxe versions for individual players. You can only have one regular house from any of the 4 regular neighborhoods. Keep that in mind. But with premium houses, you can buy as many as you want on your account. They just cost more like actual money. You can technically earn some of the money in game, the Mithril coins, but it's very rare. So pretty much it's all, you're really gonna have to pay real money for it, okay? But not this one, not this homestead. There's also another one down here in the bottom right, all right? This is the Falathlorn homestead. This is the elven one right now. In the future, after this video, I'll make a more comprehensive one when it comes to the new homestead they're gonna add for Rivendell, but that is not out yet. That is a premium homestead. But this is another one of the free ones that you can purchase at, and they've got the kinship houses and everything. Again, you can explore it using the broker later, if you're, or you have to wait for the right day. If you're watching this the week they're rolling them all out, because it'll be the end of the week for the free ones. Then you have the Shire homestead in the Shire down here. Very wonderful, very beautiful. Again, you got your different size houses, all that kind of stuff. In this video, I'm not actually going to go to them because it'll add a lot more time. I will make a separate video later showing you that. This is a real quick rollout video just so you guys can have some knowledge as newer players or whatever. Then if we go to Bree-land down here, you have the Bree-land homestead, also one of the other free ones. So those are the 4 free ones. They're great. You could technically have a kinship house for every kinship you own. So in theory, you could have a character that has a kinship, but you have to wait a certain amount of time. I think it's 6 months to be rank 7, and then you're able to buy a kinship house. So in theory, if you have 4 characters that all have a separate kinship they're holding, you could buy all the kinship houses. Is that good to do? That's a different debate. But when it comes to the individual houses, either whether it be a small one or a more premium size, it doesn't really show, but some of these are larger than the others with this picture. You can only have 1 per account and server, basically. In any neighborhood. All right. So, and again, you'd find that by going to character, going to your houses, and you'd see if you had one. I don't have one yet to show you because they haven't rolled out yet at the time of making this video, since for the new 64-bit servers. All right. So now that you know about the free houses, let's real quick talk about the premium locations and homesteads. So in the future, there will be one in Rivendell. Not at the time of this video, but this is right when the 64-bit servers launched and basically open the housing. You have the oldest, which has a few cool things, which I already showed you, the Cape of Belfalas, but you have to remember there's some amenities it doesn't have. You can't change your fence, you can't change the sky, how it looks, and there's a bunch of cool stuff with the new ones you can't do here. But it's gorgeous and beautiful, and a lot of people really like it. And for my kinship, yes, we will own one of these islands as a little resort with my alt kinship. But that's one neighborhood. And then you view over to Rohan, you have 2 choices. You have the Kingstead right here. It's called the Kingstead Mead, this one. This one doesn't really have real kinship home. It only has like this kinship mead hall, which is cool, but it's, they have a lot of regular houses though. It's very pretty. You can see Erebor right next to it. If you go down to the Eastfold, all right, and you go over to the Eastfold Hills homestead, this one's very high and mountainous with forest like pine trees. Very pretty. There's a very cool kinship house here though, and then another mead hall. It overlooks Erebor as well from the mountains. It's also really pretty, but again, doesn't really have like a real kinship house. I think this one might be actually up here, but most of them are just regular homes or premium homes with the mead hall. Now if we jump over, there's a few other ones. Okay, we have the Erebor homestead. So if we go over to Erebor and go in here, this one's very cool. This one has all the amenities of large, massive, ridiculous kinship houses, and one's in a geode. And then you have the regular and the deluxe regular homes. And again, remember, with the premium houses, you can own them all of them. Like, you want to buy a whole neighborhood, you technically could. It would be very expensive. But you could. You can have a lot of houses, okay? The kinship houses, you still have to have a kinship to buy them, though, with the premium houses. You can't just go and buy all the premium kinship houses. You have to have a kinship to buy it. But with the regular houses and the premium ones, you can buy any. So, for example, here, if you look, there are 3 types of houses in the Dol Amroth, and this is premium housing homestead. We already talked about it. You have the option of the stately house, the luxury house, or the kinship deluxe house. Okay, so that is basically your 3 options, and there's slight differences, but overall you can go and check them out by clicking and touring. So let's say we wanted to tour 7 Bay Road. All right, hang on to that thought for just a moment. Let me show you the very last kinship house premium housing area. If you go to Rovani and you go to Wells of Langflood and you go to the Lyndelby Homestead, this is a very wonderful homestead up in the mountains. This is technically where Gollum was originally from, the river folk up here. But this area all in front of you here is the housing homestead. Very beautiful, mountainous, green, and it's kind of like Hobbit style. The Hobbit holes, but they're very like, there's a dwarven fortress you look at right here that's right next to it, things like that. It's really one of my favorites. This is where our kinship will be technically too, so you guys know, for Voice of the Rings kinship. And very beautiful, awesome location. And again, you got some great kinship house choices, some very nice deluxe. There's some special ones in this, like this house, and this house is a private house technically. They're very fancy and very pricey, even though this has been mine for a long time. I love it. It's one of my favorites. But that's another good one. All right, so now you kind of we've covered all the houses. There again, the Rivendell's gonna have a premium housing area soon. All right, but those are all the ones that are out right now. But we can only get into the Dol Amroth one right now because of the time you're making this video. I do have an older video covering all this stuff, but I wanted to make a more relevant one right now. Someone waved at me, hello, in the game. So basically, if we go to, let's just say we're gonna visit, let's tour one of the islands. All right, let's just say tour. So basically, you'll just tour and you'll jump to that island, okay? I could have just purchased it from that broker, by the way. You could just purchase it too. But here's one of the islands, and in fact, it's this island right here, which I may have already purchased with my alt kinship. But it's really beautiful, and it's a glorious area, and I will have a separate video later on when they're all open, giving you a tour of every neighborhood. I'm planning on doing kind of like a series, like I'm your dwarven realtor, okay? That's what we're gonna do. You like that idea, don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave a comment. What would you like with that covering and that? So we're gonna use the boat to get back to the mainland real fast. And then I'm gonna show you guys, we're gonna go back to the broker and I will just show you again how to buy it. Now, since this video is being made at the time of the rollout, I will warn you, I bought the kinship house and it took the money, but it did not actually give me the house yet. And I believe that is because there are so many hundreds, maybe thousands of players buying houses right now that the game is buffering and basically loading the information for every person, giving everyone their houses. So I would just give it time. We'll all get our houses, that kind of stuff. This is where you can find, again, you can always go to any central place in a housing location and you can always usually find the broker, okay? Now I believe they are, let's see, they have a symbol. I'm trying to think of the filters that they have an actual symbol. I thought they did. It might just be the vendor. Yeah, they just have the vendor symbol. But you can see right here, Cape of Belfalas Housing Broker, all right? So like the place we were at in Bree-land, which could go to any of the housing locations, you can always just come to this lady and say barter for a house.
Hello, friend. Can I help you with something?
Yes, you can. You can show us how to buy a house. All right, so as you can see here, you can already see these top ones have been bought out already. It started with, I believe it was 14, 6, and 4, because that's how many are in this neighborhood. You can kind of find, yeah, there's already a lot. There's only a couple that don't have people that already bought houses. They will add more in the future, they already said, so please don't panic. You come in a few weeks later and find out there's no houses. I'm pretty sure they're gonna add more if that turns into an issue. So now we're gonna go click on her again, and let's say I wanted to buy a house. All right, you wanna buy a house. Basically, you're just gonna go to the one you wanna buy. The neighborhood matters, so if you wanna try to get it with your friends, it's not the end of the world, technically with your kinship. There's a thing you can actually click travel, so if I click on someone, you can say visit their house. Now, we don't own any houses right now during this video because they're rolling out, but you can visit each other's houses like that, so keep that in mind.
How may I help you today?
But it's sometimes kind of fun to all be in the same location, right? So that's what you can try to do. You can find the one you like and then get it. So again, we are in Pelcon neighborhood. You can always see what neighborhood you're in on the top right under your mini-map. So I can even type that in, right? If that's the one I want to try to get with my friend or something, let's say. There it is, all right? So there's a lot of options still in this neighborhood. Most of the houses are available. And then again, let's say I wanted to buy, 2 Cliff Road or something. Let's see, is that even here? Looks like someone already got that one, but that's okay. So let's say I wanted to buy 1 Cliff Road, okay? So you got a few options here. You could buy it with Mithril or with writs. If you moved from the other server, you will have writs in your mail or right in your inventory from the transfer. If you transferred over and your houses got sold automatically and moved to the new server. So make sure you use your writs first. Don't just go and use Mithril. I did do the math on the big house, which cost a lot, one of the islands. I found that the 900 Mithril is about 7,000 something LOTRO points, where the 3,600 writs was, I think, 9,000 LOTRO points. So it seemed like Mithril was cheaper in that moment, but that's not always the case. So keep that in mind, okay, guys? Keep that in mind. It's not always the case. And also, I just realized something. My Mithril is back up to full amount that I purchased, so my house that I got did not go through, apparently. So I'm gonna have to work on that. Maybe I'll end up using this neighborhood, but I'll have to figure that out right now with this character. Well, you know what? Why don't we buy the house right now here on the video for you guys? All right, well, I'm gonna show you how to purchase it right now with Mithril. So I wanna purchase the island of Dol Amroth, or whatever you call it. So I'm gonna go ahead and just say buy with Mithril. All right, so I have my Mithril here, my total amount that I want. It shows you how much your interior decorations you get and things like that, and what it gives you. And then the cost for it is 900. So I'm gonna go ahead and purchase this one right here. I'm gonna go ahead and buy it in this neighborhood. And because it also has my 2 cliff road that I wanted, and most of this neighborhood is empty, so I can tell my kinship about it as well. So let's go ahead and see what happens here. And I will check that in a second here. Purchase with Mithril. Make sure I get in the right one here. Yeah, so this one's pretty much totally empty still, this house, so I'm gonna purchase this one. And, yes, I want to purchase it with Mithril coins. Purchase premium home. Yes. All right, let's see if that one goes through this time. So my coins dropped. So now let's go to 2 cliff road and also purchase 2 cliff road, because that's my other one that I wanted to get in this neighborhood. So I'm gonna go ahead and go boop. There we go. So my Mithril's gone, but what I need to be careful with now is there may be a line for people clicking it, and the system is processing, and I may end up getting my Mithril back again, which is a little bit of a frustrating situation, I must say, because I've already done this today. But we'll find out here in a minute. So you can check, obviously, by going to your house. Oh, look at that. It's there. Sweet. So, let's go ahead and, so that one's good. We're set there. So basically, I'm going to go ahead and travel now. You'll get a premium skill. That's your premium house, excuse me. You want the kinship skill. Oh. Whoops. I just realized I bought it with the wrong person. Whoopsie daisy. Oh, that's not good. I made a mistake. This is the wrong person to buy it on. I should have bought another character. All right, well, that's not really that big of a deal. I'm gonna go ahead and sell it right now and show you how to sell it. So we're gonna go into housing, and you can see right here, and I'm gonna go ahead and sell this kinship house because I don't want this to be our kinship. So it's gonna give me the writs back exactly, which is just fine because I'm gonna need these anyway. So what I'm gonna do is I will send these to my other characters. This is how you would sell it. It says type the location. All right, Dol Amroth, and then I say sell. All right, and yeah, I'm flipping houses. Yeah, my kinship's making jokes like I'm a realtor now. Yeah, that's basically what's happening here. All right, so it's gonna take a moment, but I should get writs in my inventory from it. I already have some other ones, but let me go ahead and see if we'll get it here. This will work out just fine. It's not the end of the world. All right, hold on. So it's probably gonna take a good minute here for it to sell. It definitely did it. So it's probably in a queue to sell it now because there's so many people doing this. So we'll just wait on that for a minute for this guide video. So yeah, don't do dumb things like I just did. Make sure you're on the right character to buy your kinship house, if whichever leader you're on. I already bought the kinship house on my alt, which I will show you right now. And we'll check on him for my alt kinship. And then this character, technically, if I bought an extra house up here, that's just fine. I'll just sell it and get the writs for it. So let's see if the house... Oh, there's the 2 Cliffside Road. It came in. So technically now... Oh, there we go. And it finished processing and sold the kinship house. So now I have my house escrow, which I can go check. But what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to travel to this house. And it should be no big deal. But up on the road here. And I'm going to show you with my regular premium housing. Check it out. So it actually worked out as a pretty good guide video, all things considered. My mistake turned into a great teaching moment, didn't it? So that's how you sell it, too, if you need to sell it. But now that I have a house, I can actually walk around and show you a little bit about the house. So here you go. You get your house, right? You can always click these buttons up here on the radar. All right, I'm gonna turn the music down a bit because it's a wee bit loud. All right, we're gonna turn that off for a second here. And if we go into here, you can go into house maintenance right here. This is a great way. Again, you could always click C and go into housing, and then also click maintenance right here, and that'll also bring it up, okay? Basically, it's kind of the same thing. You can kind of use both of these. This is how you do permissions and stuff as well, and things like that, okay? But, yeah, it's pretty cool. And, basically, maintenance is up here on the top right. I'm a VIP, so here's what you need to remember. If you are VIP, you do not have to pay for maintenance on premium housing. The 4 not premium houses, you will have to pay for maintenance, even if you're VIP, okay? Just keep that in mind. This is how you add permissions for people. So the owner gets all permissions, obviously, but if you wanted everybody to visit your home where they can walk in, sure, we'll let everyone walk in the house. You want them to access the storage? Do not give this to everyone. That's a bad idea. Maintenance basically means just they can pay money towards it. You control and give everyone maintenance so that if they pay money to help support your house, sweet. But then you also have decorating, which you could probably want to leave just for yourself if it's your personal house. Use decorations. I like to give that to everybody because, yeah, why not? Turn on the candles, whatever. And then manage permissions. Manage permissions means you can sell the house, all that stuff. Do not give this to anyone but yourself. Same thing with kinship leaders. Do not give anyone this but yourself. You're the only person that should be able to sell the house and do things like that. All right? So that's basically all the different commands you can do. And again, if you want to add an individual person, you click add. Let's say I want to add my alt Zarlin. Boom, and it will add Zarlin, and then I can give him his permissions. Now, I think automatically it always gives whoever you add everyone permission. So if you have them as everyone permission, it'll give it to whoever you add, which is kind of a nice addition. And then, of course, my kinship, I want them to all be able to visit, use decorations, right? Those are the generic ones I usually give to everyone. Some people don't like to give visit and use decorations to anyone, just to anyone. I usually do, but that's really up to you, what you want to do with that. All right, so that's pretty much permissions. And again, your info of how much it costs and whatever. So right now, at the time of this video, if I sell this, which I'm going to, because this is not the neighborhood I wanted to be in for this 2 Cliffside Road, so I'm going to go ahead and sell it. So I'm just going to type 2, even though it says Home of Zolin. All right, Cliff Road. All right, 2 Cliff Road, and I'm going to sell. It's going to be a delay because so many people are doing this right now. But when it finishes, I should get exactly back 17 writs. Now, this is a nice thing, and I did. There they are. Boom. Okay? So as you can see here, I actually have a lot of writs in here now because we have another 50 because I just got 36 and 17, and it added a couple into my other pile. So I have a bunch for buying other houses later for our kinship. So that's basically it. How to buy a house, sell a house, the brokers. And that's the same at all the different neighborhoods. I will, again, have videos separately talking about every single housing area. I'm sorry for the little bit of mix up here in the middle of this video if you got to the end with what I said, just with realizing I bought the Kinship house on the wrong thing. But let me go ahead and show you real quick just how different you can use. I'm going to get on my alt and show you that I bought the island on my alt. And then what I want to do is I actually want to buy this house on Zolin. I actually made a mistake today. I had my alt buy this 2 Cliffside Road in the neighborhood I wanted. So what I'm going to do right now in this video to kind of show you how you can change that, because again, remember, the house usually only shows up for your character that bought it. And I want to double check and see if this character, I want him to be the home of Zolin, not the home of my alt Kindler, whatever my character's alt name is, who holds my kinship. So what I'm going to do right now in this video is I'm going to show you how to kind of flip the house. Basically, I'm going to be like a realtor. I'm like flipping houses here, selling houses. So what I will do is the one I told everybody about to get was Garth.
Hello, friend. Can I help you with something?
All right. Looks like it did go through, too, for that one. So that's great. So basically what I'm going to do now is I'm going to switch to my other character. I'm going to have him sell it, and then I'll have Zolan buy it. All right? And you may want to do this with your kinships, too, and try to plan things. But again, if you're not all in the same neighborhood, that's fine. Our kinship isn't all going to be in Dol Amroth, but I let people know just in case. All right, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get on my alt, who has my other kinship. I'm going to make sure he has the island now under control. And then we'll see from there. Here we go. All right, so now here we are at the on my alternate character. And we can see real quick here if the house went through for the kinship house. It did not yet go through for the kinship house. So I'm going to go ahead and check out what's going on there. Now, what I should have done, I just realized, is I should have dropped my writs in my shared storage, so I could have bought the house on this character. What happened is, I think there was a delay and someone did buy on this server for the kinship house, so I may end up using a different housing neighborhood entirely, switching out round houses like my kinship was joking. Again, I'm sorry this video turned a little bit longer than I was expecting. I was trying to make it very quick, but I thought this was important to kind of show you guys anyway. Kind of like how you kind of finagle this when you're trying to figure it out with the houses. Now remember, my Mithril coins is shared across my account, so you can see my Mithril coins are back to where they were instead of the 1500. But again, all those are now into writs, which is fine because I can buy them with writs. There's another person right here. So I'm going to go into here, and this is where I'm going to kind of pick my house just like I already showed you, but I'm going to do it off video because, yeah, you know, for privacy reasons, you know, for which neighborhood I'm going to pick. Since I'm putting this video out immediately. So anyway, guys, hopefully this kind of helped you out. Basically what I'm going to do is, since it looks like it didn't go through for either, I'm going to have this guy buy the kinship house from my alt kinship, and then I'm going to have Zolan get on and buy the personal house, because I want the personal houses to all say home of Zolan. Whoever buys your personal house is going to be the one that says the home of someone, okay? So this would be home of Kindler if I bought it. Now, granted, your premium houses and your individual houses will go across all your characters, and they will all get a special map skill to them, whether it be the regular map skill or the premium travel map skill, but you will not, you will get the name of home of depending on which character buys the house. So keep that in mind. That's not the case when it comes to the kinships. Whoever buys the kinship, it'll say home of the kinship name. So in this case, it doesn't really matter. So with that, guys, thanks to my Patreons for their support. Thank you for Reb and Elrando being Royal Guardians. And again, thank you for watching. If you watched this whole video, I do apologize for the couple little spouts of in the middle there. I wanted to make this video about 8 minutes shorter than I made it. But thank you for watching. Have a great day, Middle Earth. And I will have a little bit more. This was a rushed video for some information for you guys for this week. And I will have some realtor videos showing you every neighborhood in the next couple weeks, as well as maybe a couple more precise, quick videos on just certain subjects. Have a great day in Middle Earth, guys. Stay happy. Baruch Hazar Kuzara menu.